Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kara here with another Exos Heroes video. So keeping with the Benga theme, we're going to be talking about Morris. So Morris has been getting more and more play recently here in Raquel teams, and I want to go over his kit and talk about one of the pros and cons of investing in this character and if you should actually use your resources on Morris. If I can get a like on this video, that'd be awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more Exos Heroes content. So with that out of the way, let's get back to Morris here. And I think the best thing to do is talk about his kit because he has had a cool reverse and has changed a few things and made him a little better. So let's start there. First thing is going to be his passive. Actually, quite a bit to his passive. He's a counter character. So it's very simple, counters upon taking damage. It has really good synergy with Heartstrike. So I think a lot of people are familiar with this Heartstrike passive. It's a very cool passive. There's a lot to it, but still, let's go over it. I feel like the Heartstrike passive really synergizes with kit, so I want to read it off specifically for Morris here. Afflicts Heartstrike level 1 to one enemy with the highest current health at the start of battle. Increases level of the mark when a marked target is damaged by an ally with Heartstrike skill. Gains 1 mana per enemy mark level at the start of turn. The mark's effect stacks at the level as the level increases. All effects can't be removed. Afflicts Heartstrike level 1 to one enemy with the highest current health when a marked target dies. When the battle starts, the person with the highest health is going to get Heartstrike level 1, and that's on the enemy team. Then anyone on your team that has this Heartstrike passive, so you can have multiple characters with this passive, and they're all going to be able to apply the stack. When you hit them, it's going to apply Heartstrike level 2 to that character, and then if you hit him again, it's going to apply Heartstrike level 3. Why that matters is because he has counter, and counter also counts as a way of applying the Heartstrike skill. So if someone with the highest health on their team hits Morris and he has counter up, he's going to counter them, so they're going to already have Heartstrike level 1, then they're immediately going to self-apply Heartstrike level 2, which is very important to be able to get Heartstrike level 3 as fast as possible, so they're blinded and essentially just out of the match. So that's what is cool about counter characters when they have the Heartstrike skill, because of that synergy there. Then, now that we get the Heartstrike passive out of the way, let's talk about the other passives he has. First one is Tempering. When the battle starts, increases attack of all allies by 10%. Tempering is one of the many reasons why we're starting to see him in Raquel teams, because when the battle starts, increases attack of all allies by 10%. That is just really nice to have on a team that is purely focused on one-shotting people as fast as possible. Giving 10% of their massive attack pools is going to actually make a pretty big difference to help burn through the enemy team. Then Steel Weapon. Triggers Steel Weapon once a round when the attack hits. Buff increases the attack of allies by 20% for 4 turns. This is actually pretty massive. So when he hits, boom, you get Steel Weapon, and then everyone else is getting 20%. So that's 20% on Raquel, Baraka, Xeon. All those characters hit like a truck as it is, and that's going to really help push it over the edge, especially as this Raquel team is my second team. I mainly have a pre-built Greenland team, and then my second team is the Raquel team. And what I'm noticing is a lot of really important situations get decided on very small slivers of health. So if you just get just a little bit more damage, you could really swing a match because they'll actually die, and it can cause a whole bunch of resets. It could just finish a threat that needed to die right then before they go, because the team's pretty fragile. It doesn't have as much survivability as what you would expect when you normally have a Greenland team. This is also my second team, so I'm not running them with Tantalus. So if this is your main team, you do have more survivability. It's not as fragile as my version is. I am noticing things matter. I get really bummed if someone gets blocked on this team, whereas it sucks, but a lot of the thing on Greenland teams is you don't need that damage. Whereas sometimes, especially in mirror matches of Raquel versus Raquel, that block is so massive. And if you get just enough damage, it might push it over plus signature force to kill someone and really swing a match. I think these two things are really going to start to add up for you. So then next is going to be his A1, which is increased attack of all allies by 29% of on attack. Normally, I absolutely hate this move. It's just a big waste of a move. But when you factor in what team he's normally on, like I've only seen him on Raquel teams. I just want to say that I haven't seen him on almost anything else. Oh, and back in the day, he was to counter First Guardian characters, but that's like super OG. Like right when the game came out kind of thing. I wouldn't like that move at all if he didn't have these passives here where it just kind of happens. Like he's already giving these attack buffs. Another attack buff on top of these is nice. It's, not ideal. I'd rather him just have a move that did damage, but being able to increase attack is actually kind of, it's not terrible, but normally I don't like these moves because you're wasting a whole turn to increase the attack of allies by 29%. Whereas I want something else. I want a little bit more than just that to usually justify the move, but he has the other things going that I think make it worth it. And so then lastly, He has a very hard-hitting move. It's a 5-mana burst move. Deals 1,050% damage to one enemy, especially with Signature Force. It's going to hit like an absolute truck. I really like single-target nukes, especially with First Guardian characters you got to worry about. I just want to target one character, don't want to have to worry about others. And also, the damage is just so much higher than a lot of AoE moves anyway, that this is going to actually get through these really tanky characters you got to worry about. Block is so impactful that if you get blocked, oh well, but this is going to, if not blocked, going to really make sure that that person is dead. With that in combination with being able to increase the attack of all the other characters on this team, I think he really synergizes well with the Raquel team. So I think he is a good character. I think he is optional. I think the main characters you're going to want to have are going to be Raquel, Baraka, and April. If you want to run Xeon, which I think is very popular, you need to have Iris there with him to do enough damage to make sure he pops off. If you face a really built team, you're going to really need to have that extra defense down from Iris to make sure he actually gets his resets off, because you are sacrificing speed. And if he doesn't go off, then they might be able to swing it. So that's why I think Iris is really important if you're going to combine him with Xeon. You can also argue that this extra damage that he's providing might be enough to get through those teams without Iris. It's just, that's something I haven't tried. Might actually be a pretty good idea there. Also, FC Tantalo is an option for the team too. The team doesn't have much to work with when it comes to available party slots. A lot of the spots are pretty mandatory in my opinion. I would say at least 3 of them are mandatory, almost 4 of them. So fitting him in, you are dropping a pretty good character to put him in that team. But I think when he's actually built and you actually put a lot of resources onto him, I think he could be a really good addition to your team, especially if you really care about tag team arena. Then having him as a spot, and then you can move other characters, like you can move your Iris, you can move your Tantalo to another team, then he's going to be really good. He's almost going to be one of the best in slot characters to fill one of those empty potential spots for your other teams. So definitely a good character, not like absolute mandatory god tier character, but it's still a very solid character that really fits into that Raquel team for you. So that's going to do it for this review of FC Morris. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more Exos Heroes content. Join the Discord if you want to join the Exos Heroes community. And with that, guys, I am out. Peace.